Hi everyone, welcome to another episode with the Math Newt. I'm Lee Newton and I'm going to be talking about volume and surface area of a sphere. So the volume of a sphere is a bit more difficult than the volume of a cube, which we would just go length times width times height. So when we're referring to spheres, I want you to remember from the very center of the sphere out, that's called the radius. And the diameter is going to be the distance from one side to the other, but it's going to be the largest diameter that there is. In the last video, we found out that the volume of a pyramid is just 1/3 the volume of a prism, which is pretty amazing. But now we're going to use the volume of a cylinder to figure out what the volume of a sphere is. So the first step is to find a cylinder with equal diameter as the height. Check, got it. The next step is to write an equation for the cylinder in terms of the radius. Since the height and the diameter are exactly the same, the formula should be pi r squared times height, but remember that height is 2r. So pi r squared times 2r. So the next step is to create a sphere that fits perfectly inside of the cylinder, like I did here with Play-Doh. Then what we're going to do is we're going to smush that sphere down so that there's no gaps, so we can compare the fraction that it takes up compared to the cylinder. Smash it real good. So now, if we take a look at our cylinder, we can see that it fits exactly 2/3 of the way up the cylinder. So let's see how this is going to affect our equation. So if we start with the volume of our cylinder, which was 2 pi r cubed, and then we're going to multiply that by 2/3, and this is where we get the formula 4/3 pi r cubed, and that is the volume of the sphere. When thinking about the surface area of a sphere, the first thing we need to identify is the great circle. And the great circle is the one right in the middle with the largest diameter. So I need you to think about the great circle as a two-dimensional shape. Then, if I took those great circles and I pasted them all the way around the sphere, how many would it take to cover the whole sphere? And it actually turns out that it is exactly 4 circles. So the formula for the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. And that is always going to be in centimeters squared, inches squared, or units squared, whatever you're doing your measurement in. So that's it for the Math Newt. So just remember that the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed, while the surface area is 4 pi r squared. See you next time.